As my friends, I want you to stop for a moment and ask yourself, who told you that you must search for a job? Who told you that your security, your purpose, your very survival depends on another man's approval? You were not placed in this world to chase after opportunities like a beggar knocking on doors. You were not designed to seek permission to live, to eat, to thrive. No, you were sent here with the power to create, to command, to bring forth from within you all that you desire. Yet from the moment you were born, they conditioned you, taught you to believe in limitation and struggle, in the idea that you must earn your place in this world by laboring under another's will. But I tell you today, that is not God's command. He never said, go and look for a job. He said, believe that you have already received, and it shall be yours. The question is not whether there are opportunities. The question is whether you are willing to see yourself as the source of all abundance. If you walk with me on this journey today, I will show you a truth so powerful that it will shake the very foundation of how you see the world. A truth that will set you free from seeking, from struggling, and from living at the mercy of circumstances. Everything you experience in this world is the direct result of what you assume to be true. You are not at the mercy of chance, fate, or the decisions of others. Your life is not shaped by external forces, but by the unseen movements of your own consciousness. If you believe that you must struggle to find a job, that belief alone will dictate your experience. If you assume that opportunities are scarce, life will reflect that assumption back to you with unwavering precision. Assumption is not mere wishful thinking. It is the law by which all things come into being. Every great achievement, every success, every transformation has been born out of an assumption deeply held. Before the world ever acknowledged a man as great, he assumed himself to be so. Before wealth appeared in the life of one who was once poor, he assumed himself to be prosperous. Nothing manifests in the external world without first taking root in the unseen world of the mind. The majority of people move through life unconsciously accepting whatever circumstances they are given, never realizing that they are the ones perpetuating their condition through assumption. They assume struggle, and so they struggle. They assume rejection, and so they are rejected. They assume lack, and so they remain in lack. And then, when life confirms their expectations, they say, see, this is just how the world works. But it is not the world that imposed these conditions. It was the assumption they clung to so tightly. A man who constantly worries about not finding a job will find himself walking a path filled with closed doors, missed opportunities, and endless searching. His assumption of difficulty projects itself onto reality, and reality obeys. He thinks he is reacting to the world, but in truth, the world is reacting to him. His assumption is the cause, and his external conditions are merely the effect. Likewise, the one who assumes ease, success, and abundance will find that life bends to his expectation. He does not strain. He does not chase. He simply embodies the state of one who already has what he desires, and the world has no choice but to reflect it. His assumption becomes a law unto itself, opening doors where others see only walls, drawing to him the very things others struggle to grasp. Assumption is the difference between a man who spends years searching for a job and a man who is sought after for opportunities he never even considered. The difference is not in their skills, their background, or their circumstances. It is in what they assume to be true about themselves and their place in this world. Your assumption is a seed, and like any seed, it will bear fruit according to its kind. If you assume yourself to be a man of wealth, success, and opportunity, the world must respond in kind. If you assume yourself to be one who is always overlooked, always struggling, always in search of something just out of reach, then life will mirror that assumption back to you. This is the great secret of creation. You do not experience the world as it is. You experience the world as you assume it to be. You have been taught to believe that you must struggle, toil, and chase after your desires, that what you seek is somehow beyond you, waiting to be earned through effort and perseverance. But this is not the truth. The truth is far more profound and liberating. Creation is finished. Everything that could ever exist already exists. Every opportunity, every success, every path you could ever walk has already been created. You are not here to make things happen. You are here to choose what has already been prepared for you. Just as an artist does not need to create color, but only select from what is already available, you do not need to create success, abundance, or opportunity. They exist now, waiting for you to claim them. Consider this. If creation were incomplete, if there were still things yet to be formed, then there would be uncertainty in life. The future would be an unknown void, and nothing could be guaranteed. But look at the world around you. Every great idea, every magnificent achievement, every technological breakthrough, where do they come from? They were discovered, not created. The airplane, the telephone, electricity, these were not invented from nothing. They were already present in the unseen world, waiting for the right mind to claim them. If you desire wealth, it already exists. If you desire a business, it already exists. If you desire a fulfilling life free from laboring under another's will, that life is already a reality. The only thing that determines whether or not you experience it is your ability to assume its existence. If you persist in believing that what you seek is outside of you, something you must strive toward, then you will forever be chasing a horizon that can never be reached. But if you understand that it is already done, then you shift from being a seeker to a receiver. Look at the natural world. The seed does not struggle to become a tree. The tree is already contained within the seed. The rivers do not fight to find their course. Their path was carved long before the waters flowed. Even the stars, burning with brilliance in the night sky, were set in place long before they were ever seen by human eyes. Everything in this universe follows the same law. That which is to be already is. Yet men walk through life believing they must build their future from the ground up as if it does not yet exist. They believe they must fight for success, work tirelessly for opportunity, and struggle to make ends meet. But what they do not see is that all possibilities are already laid out before them, like a vast library filled with books of every conceivable story. The only question is, which story will you read? If you persist in looking for a job, you are affirming the assumption that you do not already have one. And because creation is finished, the reality of not having must continue to exist as long as you remain in that assumption. But the moment you shift your awareness and accept that what you seek is already yours, the world must rearrange itself to match your state of being. You are not here to struggle, to beg, or to hope for a better future. You are here to awaken to the truth that everything is already complete, and all you must do is claim it. From the moment you were born, the world conditioned you to believe that power lies outside of you, that success depends on circumstances, that opportunities are given or withheld by others, that you must wait for the right moment, the right connections, the right approval before you can truly live. But this is the greatest illusion of all. You are not at the mercy of fate. You are not a passive participant in life, merely reacting to what comes your way. You are the operant power. The world you experience is nothing more than the reflection of your inner state, your beliefs, your assumptions. It does not shape you, you shape it. Look at those who rise from nothing, who defy all odds, who seem to move effortlessly through life while others struggle. Do you think it is mere luck, chance, or coincidence? No. It is because they have come to understand that reality conforms to the one who commands it, not the one who waits for permission. They do not beg for opportunities. They assume they already have them. They do not seek approval. They carry within them the conviction that they are already worthy. But most people have been taught the opposite. They have been taught to wait for an employer to offer them a job, to wait for the economy to improve, to wait for society to recognize their worth. And so they live their lives in endless delay, believing that their future is controlled by forces beyond their reach. They hand over their power to circumstances, to government, to corporations, to the opinions of others, never realizing that the only power that has ever mattered is the one they possess within themselves. A man who believes he is powerless will find himself surrounded by evidence that confirms his belief. He will struggle to find work. He will feel overlooked and unappreciated. He will live in fear of rejection and failure, not because the world is against him, but because he has assumed a state of powerlessness. And the world has no choice but to reflect that back to him. But the man who understands that he is the operant power walks through life differently. He does not chase opportunities, they come to him. He does not seek approval, others naturally recognize his value. He does not fear rejection because he knows that no door can remain closed to the one who assumes himself already inside. Everything in your life right now is the result of your own consciousness. Your job, your relationships, your finances, your health, these are not dictated by luck or external forces. They are dictated by what you have assumed to be true about yourself. If you do not like what you see, you do not need to beg, struggle, or wait for circumstances to change. You need only change yourself. There is no force outside of you deciding your fate, no hidden hand moving the pieces of your life. The only cause is you, your state of being, your thoughts, your assumptions. You do not experience life as it is, you experience life as you are. It does not matter where you were born, how much money you have, what your qualifications are, or who you know. The only thing that matters is what you accept is true about yourself. If you believe you are meant to struggle, you will struggle. If you believe you are meant to thrive, you will thrive. The law is absolute. Most people live their lives reacting to what they see, believing that their circumstances dictate their future. They look at their empty bank account and assume poverty. They look at their lack of job offers and assume rejection. They look at their struggles and assume defeat. But the truth is the exact opposite. Your outer world is not the cause, it is the effect. It is simply a mirror, reflecting the state of consciousness you persist in. If you wish to change your world, you must change the state from which you operate. You must live from the end. To live from the end is to assume with absolute certainty that what you desire is already yours. It is not hoping, wishing, or waiting. It is the unwavering conviction that you already possess what you seek. It means walking, talking, and thinking as the person who already has what the world tells you is missing. You do not look for a job. You assume you are already employed. You do not wish for wealth. You assume yourself to be wealthy. You do not hope for success. You embody the feeling of success now. The common man believes that he must first see evidence before he can believe. He looks at his circumstances, and if they do not align with his desires, he gives up, assuming that reality has denied him what he seeks. But the one who understands the law knows that believing is seeing. He does not wait for the world to confirm his desires. He assumes them to be true first, and then the world bends to reflect his inner state. Think of a great actor. When he steps into a role, he does not simply pretend, he becomes the character. His movements, his voice, his thoughts all align with the reality he has assumed. And because he fully embodies the role, the audience believes it too. This is precisely how you must approach life. You do not fake it till you make it. You assume the role so completely that it becomes your natural state. You walk as if you are already in possession of your desire, and by law, reality must conform to that assumption. Living from the end means you do not concern yourself with how your desire will manifest. The moment you ask how, you are acknowledging separation between yourself and your goal. But there is no separation. There is only what you accept as true. The details, the timing, the path, all of these are irrelevant. The only thing that matters is your inner state. When you persist in the assumption that your desire is already fulfilled, the world has no choice but to rearrange itself to match your belief. The mind, conditioned by the world, will say, "But I need proof. I need to see results before I can believe." But this is the great deception. The world does not move first. You do. Your assumption, your feeling of already having, is the seed from which all external change grows. Look at those who are effortlessly successful, those who seem to attract opportunities without struggle. Do you think they're simply lucky? No. They carry within them an unshakable confidence that what they desire is already theirs. They do not wonder if success will come. They know it already has. And because they persist in that state, the world must confirm it. You do not need to force anything. You do not need to beg, plead, or struggle. You need only step into the state of already having, and the world will follow. The world teaches you to trust only what you can see, touch, and measure. It tells you that reality is dictated by what is tangible, by what your senses confirm. And so people live, bound by what appears to be, never daring to believe in what they cannot yet see. But all things are first unseen before they are seen. Every great invention, every fortune, every achievement was once invisible, held only in the mind before it took form. Faith is the bridge between the unseen and the seen. It is not hope, nor is it mere optimism. It is an unshakable knowing that what you desire already exists in the unseen realm and must inevitably manifest in the physical world. Faith is not believing that something will happen. Faith is knowing that it already has happened, even if your senses have yet to confirm it. The common man waits for evidence before he believes. He waits to see money in his account before he believes he is wealthy. He waits for the job offer before he believes he is employed. He waits for recognition before he believes he is successful. But this is not faith. This is doubt wrapped in patience. He does not truly believe. He simply waits, hoping that something outside of him will change before he allows himself to feel secure. And because he waits, nothing changes. Faith does not operate on external proof. It does not require validation from the physical world. It stands alone, unmoved by appearances, knowing that reality must conform to what is assumed within. It is the certainty that when you assume something to be true, it must be true, regardless of whether the world has caught up yet. It is the refusal to be swayed by delay, by doubt, by the illusion of lack. Look at the great creators, the visionaries, the pioneers. Did they wait for proof before they believed? No. They walked by faith, not by sight. The architect sees the completed building in his mind long before a single brick is laid. The musician hears the symphony before a note is played. The entrepreneur knows his success before a single dollar is earned. They do not ask whether it is possible. They know it is already done. Yet the masses live by what they see, and because they see only limitation, they remain bound by it. They say, "I will believe it when I see it," not realizing that by the time they see it, they will only be witnessing the effect of another's faith. They do not understand that belief comes first and evidence follows. The world does not show you what is possible. You show the world what is possible by the certainty of your assumption. A man who lacks faith in the unseen will live his life dictated by circumstances. He will believe in his poverty because his bank account shows a zero. He will believe in his failure because the world has yet to acknowledge his success. And because he believes in these conditions, he will remain trapped in them, never realizing that he holds the key to his own liberation. But the man who understands faith walks a different path. He does not ask for permission from the world to believe in his success. He claims it. He does not wait for conditions to improve. He assumes they already have. He does not seek validation from others. He knows that the unseen reality is more real than anything his senses can confirm. Faith is the unseen hand that shapes the visible world. It is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not yet seen. It is the power that calls into existence that which is not yet apparent. The question is not whether you will see results. The question is whether you will believe before you see. Everything you seek is already yours. The world does not create your desires. It only reflects them back to you. If you continue to live by what you see, you will remain bound by the limitations of the present. But if you dare to believe in the unseen, if you assume the reality of your desires before they manifest, then the world will shift to confirm your faith. You are not here to struggle, to chase, or to wait for permission. You are here to command, to assume, and to know that creation is already finished. Faith is not about hoping for a better future. It is about living from the end, embodying the reality you desire before it appears. The choice is yours. You can walk by sight, ruled by the limitations of the visible world, or you can walk by faith, knowing that the unseen is the only true reality. The moment you accept your power, the moment you refuse to be swayed by appearances, the moment you declare, "It is already done," the world must yield to your assumption. Live with absolute certainty. Move with unwavering faith. The unseen is more real than what you can touch, and the moment you claim it as yours, the visible world has no choice but to follow.